Hi, folks. I finished the 6 figures in this Master Box kit yesterday, although I still have a base or quasi diorama to finish before I ship off the 2 British and 4 German infantrymen assembled to Tom, the Rambler 69 appreciation build. But I was a really lucky guy this Christmas because my son not only gave me this splendid box kit of Master Box 135 scale figures, I got a second one, which was this, also by Master Box, British Infantry, Somme, Battle Period 1916. We've got 5 figures in here, all British, 1 officer, and I think 1 non-com and 3 enlisted men. The box art is just spectacular. I don't know what the British officer is saying, but I can tell you from the looks on the expressions on the faces of his small squad there, I have a good idea what they're thinking. Clearly, these soldiers have seen a lot of harrowing combat and aren't probably overjoyed with the orders, news, whatever directive they're getting from their officers. It is amazing box art, and I immediately started working on the 5 figures. And yesterday afternoon and then this morning, I snipped them out. I assembled the 5 figures, not yet putting in the rifles or other weapons or the helmets. But then I primed them and zenithal primed them. There was a fair amount of flash on the figures, but that's okay. Each figure has 15 or 16 pieces. They've got a lot of gear, and except for the officer here, they are all wearing those jerkins, those leather vests that were issued by the British Army during the Great War. And that means that in all cases, at least the bottom part of the vests was extra pieces that had to be wrapped around the legs and torso, and in some cases the front of the vest as well. It's one of those things where you need about 3 hands, but lacking that, an invaluable tool was not just my Tamiya extra thin cement, but my little bottle of homemade sprue goo, combining extra thin cement with, of course, pieces of gray sprue to make a nice glop. It's good for filling in small seams, as of course binding areas where you need to get it to hold right away without drying in 2 or 3 seconds. I would not have been able to get these figures done without the sprue goo. The quality of the sculpts, I think, is really good. It might be a bit better than, notwithstanding the flash, than the other Master Box kit. This kit came out around 2015, I think. It's an anniversary edition of the Battle of the Somme. Actually, anniversary edition of the Great War is what Master Box was celebrating with these figures. Now, the enlisted men here, for the most part, don't seem to have the youth of the some of the fellows here in the box art, but that guy looks a bit older in the back there. This one here in the middle, but there's a young fellow there. And this guy, maybe in his late 20s, early 30s. Hard to say from the profile of this one. The officer, I don't know, mid-30s, early 40s. Not that young, but that's just my assumption. In gray and white, black and white, the figures, look to be a bit older. But I think once we get some real paint on them, they could be spectacular. I can see I could use a little more sprue glue to even out that right shoulder and arm there for the officer. It's a bit off kilter. My bad. Well, we'll fix that before we start painting. But I'm really looking forward to this quintet of British soldiers, and we'll let all of this rest for the night, except I might do some repair on that shoulder, as I said, and then commence painting tomorrow. Thanks for watching.